You've been set up, set back, and sat down, all for a divine purpose. What may not make sense all the way right now will soon, here in the near future, make a world of sense. So, I was about to go to bed, you all, when this word was dropped on me. And of course, I began self-reflecting, and I've just been really going within and pondering on not only the current, excuse me, not only the current chain of events, but the chain of events that led up to this point. All right, led up to this point of realization that has basically clicked inside of me that, you know what? I'm here for an important purpose. I am here for a divine purpose. Nothing that I went through, nothing that has happened for me was in vain. Okay, everything that we have been through, chosen ones, divine ones, my star seeds, my indigos, my light workers, and the list goes on, all of the 144,000 of God's vessels, I want you all to know that nothing we went through up until this point, whether we are still being faced with trials and tribulations still during this point or in this moment or not, the fact remains the same. It was not in vain. None of it was. And I also want you all to understand that everybody won't receive the plan. Everyone won't understand your mission. And that is something that I know to be true completely. I had to truly learn this truth the hard way, this cold, hard fact the hard way. I was just listening to Sarah Jakes Roberts, the pastor, whom I found out who she was while I was incarcerated. And I seen her in this magazine and I was like, whoa, she's beautiful, and I was just listening to her speak, she was preaching. I'm going to share the video also, by the way, in my, I'll probably pin it in a comment because somebody out there needs to see this video. But I was just listening to her and she mentioned something along the lines of, your transformation makes you a target. Your transformation makes you a target. All right? And then she went on and expounded on it, as she continued preaching. And it dawned on me and I was like, that is so true. Because the attacks didn't amp up until I decided to make a change in my life. Until I decided that I could no longer live the way that I was living. Until I decided that I could no longer be attached to people that I was once attached to. I could no longer hold on to people. I could no longer be the glue to everything and for everyone. And I realized the moment where I decided, you know what? Instead of going right, taking that right back into what once was, right back into who I once used to be, I'm going to take this left. I'm going to take this chance. I'm going to take this leap of faith so that I can change my life for the greater good. And it dawned on me that I have been waiting and being prepped. All right? I have been in preparation like many of you. Our entire lives, we have been in preparation. Now it is our time to rise. So those of you who know who you are, you know you are of the light. Flaws and all. This path of righteousness is not one of perfection. And that's another thing that I had to really release myself from. I'm not going to be perfect. I'm still going to make mistakes. I'm still going to bump my head, but I just have, through my level of understanding and through the experiences that I have endured thus far, I now have a better way of managing these experiences and dealing with them in a very positive and healthy and non-harmful manner. When we go through things, the person that we hurt and harm the most is ourselves, by the many vices that we pick up to, in a way, numb ourselves. And as you all can see, on my journey this far, I'm a living witness of it. I used to try to numb myself in an attempt to run away from this moment. I was afraid of living in my truth. I was afraid of being who I was called to be. Of course, on this journey, you are going to be laughed at. People are going to look at you differently. People are going to mock you. People are going to act as if they are God. They're going to be self-righteous and these self-proclaimed perfectionists and non-sinners. Yes, they're as judgmental as they want to be, but got the nerve to point the finger at you. Yes, there's going to be a lot of confusion on this path. Yes, the enemy is going to send fiery darts our way every single day. But guess what? We have the power within ourselves to manage, to persevere even in the face of the toughest and darkest times. And day by day, every day, I am learning that. And I am building my strength, my faith, my endurance, my resilience every single day. And I want you all to know that those setups that you went through built you. Those setbacks that you went through built you. And those times where God had to sit you down to get you to see the truth about what was going on around you, but to get you to see the truth about what was placed inside of you, your baby, which is your purpose. Now that I am on my purpose and slowly but surely coming out of my cocoon, coming out of my shell, and becoming more comfortable, I can definitely say, I definitely have no regrets. None at all. Because again, I waited my entire life for this, to be free. To be free of the programming. To be free of the ideologies and the expectations. Only to realize that I'd still end up unfulfilled. That void would still be within me. Simply because I would not be on this journey of seeking my purpose, embracing my purpose, and taking the righteous path to choose my purpose over, like I said, society, over the world. Divine timing, people. Divine timing. I don't know if you all can feel it, but there is something magical in the air, even in the midst of the enemy's tactics, the ploys, the propaganda, the energy warfare. Yet and still, the one and only true living God still exists and still is, which is working through us light workers, God's chosen vessels. And I definitely I can feel something happening. I can feel something big happening. And it feels good. I feel like a lot of you are in this season of coming into yourself, stepping into yourself, blossoming, growing, glowing, and being bossed up by the Most High God. Everything that you have been through up until this point was for a divine purpose, and I want you all to realize that and to understand it. As I've said before in a couple of my videos, woe is not me, woe is not you. We are survivors over here on this channel, you know, where we are witnesses, we share our testimonies, but yet we also show the living proof of God's glory, God's grace, and God's mercy, and what God can do if you maintain your faith, and if you keep on keeping on, and continue fighting the great fight. You don't know what God can turn out of that, what God can make out of that, excuse me. God can turn any situation around, and I truly believe that. I will never be afraid or ashamed of praising the Most High God of all things. I will never be afraid or ashamed of going on this path of self-discovery, self-mastery, you know, and continuously locking these godlike characteristics in myself. This divine feminine energy, this goddess energy. And that is who God called me to be. That is true. And in closing, God wants me to say so bad. I don't know why I don't know, he's been urging me to say this so bad, but the Most High is like, listen, I'm gonna need you to buckle up and get ready for the ride, because it's going to be a fantastic, magical, abundant, prosperous ride that awaits you. And I want you all to really align your emotions, your feelings, and your thoughts with this energy in advance, so that you can receive it at ease. I know my supreme rising is here. I know that I am not a victim. I know that everything that has happened to me in my life up until this point was ordained. And it was meant to build me, not break me. I am not easily broken. And you all need to declare and decree over your lives as well. We are so much stronger than what we think and or what we give credit to ourselves for. We are so strong. We are so powerful. And it is time that we tap into that Christ consciousness. Allow our kundalinis to rise, okay? And really transfigure and transform into who we were really destined to be. All right, you all? I just, whoever is on this journey, if you've been feeling any type of way, you know, if you just randomly came across this video, you feel odd, quirky, out of place, you know, a bit peculiar even, you just feel like you just, God, you know, I took this journey, but now it's like I'm just isolated, I'm separated from the world, you know, don't nobody want to be bothered with me, you know. It may seem that way, but you have to understand, spirit guides, angels, ancestors are protecting you. You know, you have a divine circle of protection encamped around you 24/7. And sometimes these connections, these relationships, these jobs, what have you, that don't come through for you, these doors that do not open for you, they were closed. The cords were cut. Okay, these ties were disconnected for a reason. Even if it does not make sense. I heard someone say, they said, they said healing over history. I believe that was it. Healing, well, something like that. But needless to say, you all, just choose healing over history. Okay, I really like that analogy. Because it's like we hold on to people. It could even be our own family that we hold on to for dear life, just merely based out of history. But it's like, what is this person doing to, feed into you, to pour into you, to water you, to plant seeds? What is this person doing to uplift you? We need to look at that nowadays. We need to look at that in this season, because God is saying where you are about to, what you are about to walk into and where you are about to go, there's going to be a lot of old faces popping up, a lot of old faces. And God is saying that's why in this season right now, keep a mental note of all those who were there for you. And I mean genuinely, not those doing things with the intention of receiving something back, or with not, okay, listen, you all, excuse me, now I just lost my train of thought, but we about to get it back. It's important to be able to decipher those of whom do things out of the kindness of their hearts, and also those of whom give with deceit behind it, with a hidden motive behind the act of that giving. Okay, thank you, Holy Spirit. All right. So we have to be weary of all this, because even though a lot of people don't believe us, best and believe there are people watching. They're like eating their popcorn, as the climax gets closer, as the rising gets closer, as the transformation, the full and total complete transformation gets closer. Of course, you got people watching on the sidelines, they in the nosebleeds with the popcorn, just waiting, like, I don't too much believe in this girl. I don't too much believe in this guy. I don't know what they talking about. I don't too much fool with God like that. I've been disconnected from source. I've been disconnected from God. So these people, they like, we just gonna wait and see. We just gonna wait and see what happens. And then we'll see if we gonna really be made believers, right? So people may not believe in you, but guess what? They even have a sense and an inkling that, you know what, this person right here, they are going to make it. They are going to be very successful. They are going to be very prosperous, very abundant. And that's why it's important for you all to maintain that mental note, okay? Keep in mind those of you who, even if it was as simple as just a listening ear, everybody can't help financially. Everybody, we all going through our own financial problems. Help does not always have to be in the form of giving financially. I just like to add that. But pay attention to those who gave you a kind word, an uplifting message, any piece of enlightenment. Pay attention to those who really lifted your spirits in your times of need, in your periods of darkness, okay, in your seasons of isolation, all right, in your seasons of separation. Pay attention to those who were still adamant about reaching out to you, checking on you. All right, because we're all grown, okay? We're all adults. We all, a lot of us, most of us have children. We are all fighting battles, okay? But it only takes a few seconds out of all that chaos to step aside and say, you know what, I care about this brother. Let me reach out to this brother and let this brother know, you know what, God got you. Keep your head up. All right, let me reach out to this sister and let her know, baby, you got this. Dry those eyes. All right? Chase those dreams. Or excuse me, no, don't chase nothing. Allow those dreams to chase you. All right? Walk in your purpose. Okay? So if you didn't receive any of that, it's not that you have to hold grudges, but you just have to keep a mental note. Because a lot of these people who we feel so adamant about holding on to, it's like they know what it is that we're going through, or what it is that we have been through to an extent. They may not know everything, but they just know to an extent. And these are the same ones who I foresee already that will run back with their hands out. Some with their tails tucked in between their thighs, or however that saying goes. Excuse me, you all. I be messing up these old wives' tales, these analogies, and what have you. But child, we shall proceed though. You get what I'm saying, you know? So we just have to keep this in mind in this season, because like I said, some big things are happening. There are some big shifts continuously taking place every single day. Shifts in mindset, okay? Shifts in emotional well-being, all right? Shift in mental well-being, mental wellness, all right? A shift in health, feeling more rejuvenated, more revitalized, more healthy, more, you're, like I said, you're glowing, you're eating better, your whole palate is changing, everything about you is transforming and aligning with the path that you are truly intended to be on. All right? And everything, our whole general well-being is attached to this as well. So we have to ensure that we are really taking care of ourselves in this time, okay? Because like I said in my last video, success is not only for the taking, but it's for those who take action and go and get what is rightfully theirs. And I also want to add this, because people look at success, you see, success is not measured by material wealth or financial gain. How much money you have, how many cars you have, what year car you have, or what kind of expensive purse, or what's kind of expensive shoes, or this or that. Success is not measured by any of that. True success is having your mind freed. True success is having spiritual riches, spiritual wealth, emotional riches, emotional wealth. All right? Success is having mental clarity, high energy, vibing high 24/7. Success is having the ability to conquer and manage any defeats that may come your way. That's success. Success is freeing your mind, because you know that once you free your mind, you have the ability to free yourself and withstand any situation that may come your way. That is success. See, we have been hoodwinked, people. We have been hoodwinked to chase money. That's why I had to correct myself previously, because you shouldn't chase anything. Why are we chasing money? Shouldn't money be chasing us? If money is energy, what are we chasing it for? So we're going to chase money away from us? And this video just took a turn and it just went longer, but I'm just going to flow with it, all right? I'm just going to go with it. So let me talk. Hear me out, all right? Listen. It's just a lot of revelations, What people don't realize is this is Judgment Day, all right? We are living in revelations. And I think a lot of people are afraid to face that truth because they don't know, they can't decipher or perceive the unknown. It's hard to decipher. They fear like a bunch of just demons just being let loose, which, take it where it resonates, but that could be true. But it's spiritual, okay? Right? So, I kind of just lost my train of thought. I'm like, I don't like when that happens, but I just hope you all have taken heed to the message thus far, though. Like I said, something magnificent is on the way for many of you who have stayed true to yourself, okay? Not to this world, but to yourself. You will be rewarded for that, all right? You will be rewarded for maintaining your faith, all right? You will be rewarded for turning away from engaging in the devil's playground. Take it where it resonates. I don't know who this particular part of this piece is for, but you will be rewarded. And nothing was in vain. Not that setup, not that setback, or not that time where God had to sit your butt down. It was not in vain. And I am realizing that. And that brings me joy, and that brings me contentment. And that there, my friend, that is success. When you can find peace, happiness, and harmony, contentment, serenity, and even the smallest of blessings and pieces of abundance and prosperity, because you see the vision and you know That even though I'm presently here, soon here I will be launched, literally launched into a new paradigm, into a new dimension that I have worked so hard to unlock within myself. So I hope you all can find the motivation and the inspiration to, conquer whatever demons it is that you are facing. Seek the Most High God in all you do. I don't know what your religious beliefs are. I personally am not attached or a part of any religious organizations. I just believe in having a personal relationship with the Most High. Whether you call the Most High Jesus, God, Mother Earth, what have you, there's only one true and living God, no matter what you interpreted that to be. That's another thing that the Most High has been showing me. All this nonsense that has caused, quite frankly, division and a bunch of chaos within the people. Oh no, you gotta believe it like this. Oh no, you gotta call him this, and God is a man. No, God is a she, and God is a he, and God. Baby, God is in me. God is in you. As long as you have that personal relationship with God, the God in you, you don't owe anyone an explanation. God gave you discernment. God gave you a sound mind to be able to decipher the dark from the light. That is your gift. All right? So I hope you all enjoyed this message. I know I just was like, a little bit everywhere, but sometimes that happens. All I wrote down was the title. I didn't really take notes I didn't really take any notes at all, but well, that's all now. I'm just sitting here kind of thinking. I'm like, dang, tomorrow's Monday. But yeah, a lot of great things are happening, okay? I want you all to claim it in advance. Start walking and talking in your purpose without any shame or without any fear of judgment. If they judge you, they judge Jesus Christ. Tell them judge that. No, let me, I ain't gonna say that, Lord. Let me stop. Let me stop. Lord, God is working on me with that, okay? But I do hope you all receive this message, okay? And I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope it has inspired you to go and oh my God, why do I keep wanting to say chase? To go and attract your dreams and to go manifest your wildest dreams and to co-create your, the reality that you see fit, to be the change that you seek to see in this world. All right? I hope that you find the courage to do that today because it lies within you already. All right, peace, love, light, and healing always. All right.